Okay, I am taking to video once again because last time I did this, which was I think literally 2 days ago, people responded pretty well to it. They were commenting, they were asking questions, they were saying it was cool, so I'm gonna do it again. And I'm also having a good hair day, so that helps. Okay, so I'm going to make my balsamic glaze roasted grapes, which I just put on the blog yesterday. And I have a couple ingredients prepared here, so I'm gonna show you those. All I've done so far was put my grapes onto a baking sheet, and I got out my lemon, mint, salt, olive oil, and balsamic vinegar. The reason I love these grapes so much is because they can be good on pretty much anything. They have sort of sweet and savory aspects to them, so I've used them on chicken and an arugula salad the other night, which was really good with blue cheese also. And I've also considered using them with something more sweet like ice cream, cakes, cheesecake would be a really good ones. And today I'm gonna put them over some burrata to make like a little fun, summery, springy burrata plate. So you want your grapes to be really dry because you don't want the moisture interfering with their caramelization. So I just take a paper towel and rub them all over the baking sheet, and that dries them off really well. Okay. So easy. You're just going to drizzle them with olive oil. No need to measure, just drizzle. Some torn mint leaves. I'm just going to tear them in half. There's 4 mint leaves torn in half. Oops, that one didn't tear. Okay. Next, I'm going to just zest a whole lemon right over the grapes. Get it all. Okay. And that's all the flavor we need for this, other than salting it really quickly. Just give it like a decent pinch of salt. Again, no need to measure it. Just season it like you would if you were seasoning a vegetable. So we want to mix them up and make sure that the flavor is all over them. But we don't want them to end up being too close together because we don't want to steam them. We want them to develop some flavor. And if they're too close together, they'll just steam. Okay, that looks perfect. So the grapes are going to cook on 450 degrees for only 10 minutes. That will help them burst in the oven, and then the juices that come out of them will caramelize against the bottom of the pan. But doing that in only 10 minutes doesn't give them time to burn. So they'll be a little crisp, a little caramelly, but not burnt, not bitter. While the grapes are roasting, we're going to make our balsamic reduction. And I don't plan on measuring it today because my measuring cup is in the dishwasher. But it calls for 1/3 of a cup, which is going to reduce down to only a couple tablespoons, which is fine. We really only need a couple tablespoons because it's really condensed flavor. And the reason I like to use a balsamic reduction instead of just balsamic is, one, because of the added sweetness of it, just, condenses the sugars and makes them more sweet. But also because the thickness of it sort of coats the grapes better. And if you just put raw balsamic vinegar over the roasted grapes, it's just gonna all like flow down to the bottom and it'll be like kind of soupy. But we don't want it like that. We want it more like syrupy. My balsamic vinegar has been reducing for a couple minutes. It's doing pretty well, but it's not quite there yet. See how it's still really liquidy? By the way, it's not, almost dropped my phone. By the way, it's not ready yet if you can still smell the vinegar, and it kind of, if you like lean over it, it kind of punches you in the face. I can still smell that, so this is not ready yet. I probably should have mentioned that if you want to, you can make like a really big batch of this. It's just going to take a lot longer. You can fill the pot with vinegar, reduce it for, I don't know, maybe half hour to 45 minutes until it's thick and syrupy how you want it, and keep it in the fridge and just use it for whatever you want. I didn't do that today. This is pretty much where I want it. Let me show you close up. See how it sort of like gloops off the spoon? And there's some left on the spoon. You want it to coat the spoon just like you want it to coat the grapes. All right, so while the grapes are finishing up in the oven, they still have like 2 minutes left. The balsamic vinegar takes no time at all if you're only doing the 1/3 of a cup that the recipe calls for. And then it reduces to about 1 to 2 tablespoons max. Anyway, I'm gonna do the burrata now. I put it out on this cute little serving plate. And I'm just gonna get the mint back out, and I have my lemon here. I think all I really need is the mint. Oh, actually, I just thought of something else. I love putting nuts and cheese and fruit together. It's like the perfect cheese plate. So I have some roasted salted pistachios here. You can use pine nuts, you can use walnuts, slivered almonds, whatever you want. It's really just for like a little color and a little crunch. But I love the color of pistachios because they're green, as you probably know. So I'm just gonna do like a small handful and a rough chop. Okay, so I don't know if you can see. Just a rough chop, nothing crazy. And those I'm gonna save for the end to put them on top. My timer just went off. I just wanna take a video of them while they're still in the oven because look at how much they're bubbling. Oh my gosh, they look so good. These look incredibly good. See how some of them bursted? And they sort of started to brown, like that one. You've got some, you can see the caramel forming against the pan there. Actually, you can see it more on this side. That is all flavor. It's gonna be so delicious. All right, so now it's time to combine our balsamic and our grapes. I'm just going to get the balsamic onto the pan here. I might have taken this balsamic a little too far. It might be a little more syrupy than I want it to be right now, but it's still gonna have some incredible flavor. The reason I can touch it is because it's been cooling for like 3 minutes now. So my fingers aren't burning off. Yeah. And then we're just gonna mix it around. Moral of the story with the vinegar is actually remove it from the heat before you think it's done. Like if you're not sure, it might be best to just remove it from the heat and it will continue to thicken a little bit as it cools. All right, these look incredible. Let's see. See them. All right, let's make our burrata plate. I forgot to squeeze my lemon on the grapes. Let's do that now. Whoops. I always forget one ingredient, especially lately. I literally forgot to put eggs in a cake this morning. Who does that? And it was a box cake because I don't really bake. I forgot to put eggs in a box cake. Anyway, now the grapes are nice and lemony also. I think I've used every angle imaginable to make these grapes on video. Anyway, let's do the damn thing. So we have our burrata here, which I like to puncture a little bit to sort of get them started. So we're just gonna make like, maybe, yeah, look, it kind of just opened anyway. Perfect. And we're gonna sort of spread it out a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing over here. We just want to help it along a little. All right, then, look at these saucy grapes. Like if you didn't reduce the balsamic, these would be loosey-goosey. Like they would be all over the place. All right. Let's just, I don't know, do whatever you think looks good. People are gonna love this. If you have like a barbecue to go to, I feel like this is perfect to bring with you. I feel like burrata is such like a summer cheese. Like you can make it so fresh and kind of light. Okay. Let's see, do we want mint or pistachios first? Let's go pistachios. I want these to be a little smaller. I know I'm contradicting myself. I said rough chop before. It's still a rough chop. Just a slightly finer rough chop. Okay. Just plop them on there. Get them all. Pistachios are expensive. Don't waste any pistachios. Okay. And then your mint. What? Wow. Well, this is gonna be a good lunch. I think I can guarantee that. Yay. Okay, hello. So impressive, I'm obsessed. I'm so excited. Wow. Let's taste. Can't stab it, okay. Come on. Oh my God. This is the only way I need to eat burrata anymore. It's so flavorful. You get the mint, you get the crunch of the pistachio. The cheese is delicious. I got this burrata at Wegmans and they have really good cheese at Wegmans. The balsamic is so rich and intense, but it's sort of cooled off by the burrata and the lemon. Wow. I'm thinking you should all make this like now. I don't even need bread with it, but bread would be really good with it. Just to show you how I'm eating it.